All right, title's Roar. I held my nose and tried to climb out of the pile, when suddenly I felt the ground shake. I looked up and saw an enormous tail raise above me. I opened my mouth to scream, but Hercule slapped a paw over my snout. And notice how we're now changing words like mouth to snout. Quiet, Geronimo, he warned. That T-Rex is going in the same direction we are. Let's hitch a ride. Just don't let it see you grab onto its tail. It might get angry. Or it might eat us, I added. Don't worry, I'll be as quiet as a mouse. We grabbed onto the giant tail as the T-Rex stomped across the ground. Boom, boom, boom. I hung on as tightly as I could. What a wild ride. Luckily, it didn't take long to get Tiger Khan's camp. Here we are, Geronimo, Hercule announced, the camp of the saber-toothed squad. We let go of the tail and landed with a thud on the rocky ground, and then we quickly hid behind a boulder and watched the scene below. The camp was crawling with saber-toothed tigers with long fangs and sharp claws. Yeek! I have a fear of felines. Felines is the academic word for cat. Hercule, what's your plan? I whispered. Plan? What plan? My friend replied. What? I cried. You mean you brought me all the way here without having a plan? Hercule shrugged. I thought we could make it up as we go, he said calmly. Make it up? I asked, almost shouting. What are we supposed to do? Shh! Quiet! Do you want them to find us? Hercule asked, putting his paw over my... And here we have their tents. You can see how they live. It's them. You can see them hiding. You can see we're near water. And there is a catapult. And this is where there looks like a lot of food stored. Tiger Khan's camp. All right, so here we have a key, and it's going to go with the numbers. So number 1 is the chef's tent away in the corner. 2 is, chief's tent. The chief lives there, the head guy. Chief breakfast tent, so the tent, and then he goes to breakfast. The weapons tent is going to be close by. 4, the chief's treasure tent. 5, the personal gym. 6, the fighting arena, right there in the middle. 7, Army's gym. Where's 7? Let's see 7. Oh, here we go. Here's the gym. Target practice. The general's tents. So 9, there you go. So the chief is here in the general's. Officers' tents. It's going to be 10. And recruits, they got to recruit warriors, is 11. And there's 10. Oh, there's 11. 12, the storage for supply of smelly prehistoric fish. There we go, putting that towards the edge, right? And 13 is the prisons, so that's where we're going to keep the criminals over here in this desolate area. 14 is the giant litter box where they go to the bathroom, and stone scratching post because they're gaps. Let's hand over a snout. Okay, here's a plan. How about you creep into the chief's tent, steal the stone of fire, and then scram? Before I could argue, he shoved me forward. Hercule, this is not a good plan, I hissed. He ignored me. Go on, Stilton Newt. You can do it. You're smoother than cheese sauce and faster than a meteorite, more powerful than the jaws of T-Rex. I sighed, ran into the camp, hoping the ferocious felines wouldn't see me. My teeth chattered with fear and cold sweat dripped from my whiskers. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it, but I am a complete scaredy mouse. Most of the soldiers were inside their tents, purring, and there was an awful stink in the place, probably from all the rotting fish they loved to eat. I held my nose and kept running. What a stench. It was worse than the smell of moldy mozzarella on a stale prehistoric cracker. Suddenly, I felt something sharp grab my tail. Let me go, I pleaded. I'm as tough as cheese rind. I taste terrible. I turned, and sure enough, I would find the enormous jaws of a tiger ready to devour me. But my tail was only caught on a thorny bush. I sighed with relief. I didn't need to be afraid. I'm such a scaredy mouse. I started to creep toward the largest tent in the camp, the chief's tent, and then a dark shadow came over me, and a terrifying roar filled the air. Roar! It wasn't a bush this time. 2 super sharp claws lifted me up, terrifying jaws full of long pointy teeth, open wide to bite me. The end was near, I was sure.